that, Sil. She kept saying to me the other day, focus.
Oh.
She can see it on her end when I'm drifting.
And that would be me. So I'm tempted to, I'm going to talk to my Carol again, because I know that she is very looking at this next step of brain mapping and whether she wants to come with me and just sit with me so that she retains the information that I'm supposed to be retaining, so that I can overlook it later to understand what I've just gone through, right? I don't want to just go through the mechanics.
Little bit of an issue with that, though. Anyone else in the room messes with your focus. So
okay.
So,
but I don't mean so much the moment of that, but that moment after when she gives me the feedback.
Oh yeah, I took Glenn to that.
Okay, that would be everything, because yeah, I don't want him messing with my focus. It's got to be me and Sylvia all the way.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Sil, I jumped in there. That was your question to answer.
But that makes sense. But as I'm saying, I will not ever step out of VoxxLife as Jay keeps this platform for us, because the people that you just help everywhere you go, and every day I learn more about what it's doing for me. And sometimes we're not even aware of what it's doing for us on an everyday life. And because I am as active as I am and involved with this different things, without the technology on, I find my body hurts a lot more and I wouldn't be doing it. And I was in a car accident that has caused some issues, and the doctor has said, oh, well, you're all healed. No, I'm not. I know every day, but my quality of life could be sitting on the couch. Yeah, but I choose not to do that. I've come across Vox, and Vox will keep me as busy until my body says, no, I can't do it.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Kim.
Yeah, so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim. That was really great. Good job.
Hopefully I didn't jump around too much.
It was
Oh,
great.
it was great. Ladies, if you can't unmute yourselves, then just put your hand up. To put your hand up, you can click on participants at the bottom, and then over a list of people will come up, and there's a button to raise your hand. Otherwise, unmute yourself and give Kim some feedback.
Yeah, excellent talk, Kim. And so we chatted at Women of Vox retreat, but you didn't share all that you did this morning. So very interesting, so diverse. I applaud you for how busy you keep yourself and how involved in sports. Like, that is such a testament to, I don't know, like, I'm a lazy ass, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I played ball 100 years ago, but like, do nothing. So you inspire me.
Oh,
Terry Randall, you're hilarious.
That's my gift.
If you, so anybody who doesn't know Terry Randall, she literally takes care of everybody on the planet that she knows. So her saying that she doesn't do anything, she's a lazy ass, makes me laugh out loud. Like, yeah.
She's using this all the time. All the time.
And always hosting. But I think a lot of what she does is just so, I think, Terry, a lot of what you do is so ingrained in you. Like, you are the hostess, so you don't see it as work, where the rest of us are like, serving dinner for 10 people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Terry does it in her sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, we all have our gifts, right? Yeah. And I guess that's just, I don't see it as a gift. It just now is like something that I do. It's like,
gift.
The gift.
Yeah, just like in our family, like last Sunday, only one daughter came. Well, that means 11 people come.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm laughing. Oh yeah, I'm a lazy ass. Oh yeah, sure you are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Who else?
That's how I roll.
Back. Nancy, go ahead.
Yeah,
Nancy, talk to us.
I'm here. Okay. So I thought it was a fantastic talk as well. And like, I think some of the things that really stood out to me were, you said you're, stalking some of the other leaders. I think that's such an important thing. Like, I think this is why this platform is so awesome, is that we really do all have talents, but we don't have every talent. And when you start to put together all the pieces of what everybody's doing, which is something I've been spending a lot of time focusing on lately, is like, we need the whole picture, right? What is everybody doing? And everybody's doing something a little bit different, and it really helps you to come into your own when you start to watch what other people are doing and pick and choose what works for you. So I thought that was really good. And I thought, you know, when you talk to people about not having, that really resonated for me, because when people say that, I kind of feel a little bit stumped, but you're right. It's about prioritizing, right? So it's not that you don't have the time, it's that maybe this isn't a priority for you. So it's something I'll probably think about in future conversations. And the other thing that really stood out to me was when you talked about how it's hard sometimes to lead, because sometimes we have a lot of negativity coming in at us. So that's definitely something I don't really allow. And I know sometimes I respond to people and I can tell by their response that maybe I'm too positive sometimes. But I really am of the belief that mindset is 100% everything, right? Like, we're not getting through this without a positive mindset. We're not getting to 1 billion without a positive mindset. We're not growing strong teams without a positive mindset. We are not going to be loving what we do every day without a positive mindset. And so I am of the belief, like, you just can't let that negativity in. And so I just always try to turn that around for people as much as possible, even when sometimes I think they probably don't appreciate it because they just want to vent or get that off their chest. And not that I don't understand that there's a place for that. Of course, we all have those moments where we need to vent and get it off our chest. And I do that as well, but I try to make that like okay, maybe I'm going to just call Krista and get this all off my chest right now. And then poof, it's gone. And I can move forward and be focused. So maybe having that one person who can handle that and let it go with you, so you can keep your mindset focused. So I thought that was really good that that was a thing for you as well. Like, just hearing, I feel like it all really resonated. Your story is awesome. I had no idea that was your story. So amazing.
Yeah, Jeanette, I'm with you on the negativity part. I do not allow it. I don't put up with it. You take it offline.
Take it offline. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Are you whining, or is it an issue that there's a solution to? Because they're two different things. You want to whine, just
Be solution oriented. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
guys, I'm just being mindful of time. Dr. Sylvie has her hand up. I'd like to hear her feedback for Kim. And then I'm going to end the call. We do have this call time set up for another 20 minutes, so we can sit here and chit chat, because I like what's going on here. But for people who have other appointments, I want to hear from Dr. Sylvie for feedback from Kim. Then we'll say thank you. And then please stay on with us till 11 if you have time to chat about different things. Sylvie, how are you?
Oh, she's muted.
I'm coming. There we go. There you are.
Okay, now good. Now I can talk. Okay, so I'm good, guys. Thank you. And like listening these calls, like, and being on the calls, like it is like important even for me, because every single of you bring up some points what I wouldn't say missing, like we were missed before, but when Kim said that, okay, here is the guys like from the concrete company, here is this, here is like, you know, like how many different people we were running into, and how people used to say that, oh, this is just a socks. Now, to doing neurofeedback and knowing the whole entire biology behind it, what we have to understand and what we have to remember, and thanks for Kim to pointing out that well, every single of us different. And why we are different, because yes, like structured wise, like everybody's brain kind of sort of similar or same. However, every single of us has the different impacts. We have the different health history. So what we don't know, what's happening in here and even all over the whole entire body. When we apply the technology, and this is like we emphasized on so many times, that this is just a carrier. So how and when and where is the result is going to come out, it really depends on here. Like when we started this whole like, you know, the whole chat platform, and when we started with Elsa, when Elsa posted that and everything is starting with the brain, yes it is. And yes, everybody's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. The doctor told me that I'm gonna be perfectly fine. It's not necessarily the case. So like when you apply, like just tell to everybody who's skeptical that, yeah, sure, you don't know what's happening inside because not too many of us knows. So how and when is the technology will impact every single of us is different. So I really like that's just like I really say thank you to Kim to pointing out that, oh, it is my shin cramps. This is like for other people, oh, I not stumble upon them anymore. So everything else comes out with the different results, and that's the reason why.
Depending on your personal situation.
Yeah, a personal situation, like the personal health history or what's happened, and like it's not that the situation.
Okay.
Because maybe we have impacts what we have, like what we suffered from since childhood. We don't know.
Right.
So, like, and we don't know what else is happening inside the body because not necessarily comes up or came up yet as a symptoms.
Right.
So we don't know. So just tell everybody that, listen, try it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why. And it is the socks or the insoles, just a carrier. So like for the technology, and like, because again, everybody's neurological set and the central nervous system, central system, everybody is different. So when people say like, wait, this is just a socks. Yeah, okay. But let's try and see how it's going to impact you.
Okay, I like it.
Interesting.
I think it's a great baseline too, and that's why I'm doing it, because it's a preemptive strike as well as a dealing with a current challenge, right? If you get your brain optimized, you may be able to avoid what could be coming down the pike otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think so.
But again, the socks, the HPT, it all connecting with the brain leads us to, okay, what else should we do? What else should we know?
Well, yes, like, I mean, like I have so many feedback, like coming from the field that my brain is fine. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, okay, good to know, like good for you to know that, because like it is like, you know, like if you broke your bones or if you need to go for an x-ray, you go for a yearly checkup, or you go to your doctor because I have muscle cramps or whatever. The brain checkup, like I would say that way, it's like uncommon. Like it is not as common as you think, and almost like the last forgot organs, but that's the most important organs. So when we were saying that, yeah, everything it starts with the brain, because even for pain control, what you think it is going to control your pain, or what you think, which is going to go through like checking up your whole entire body constantly. So if you don't have the right connection, then what's going to happen? So like, yes, like we are designed and built up in the same way, but at the meantime, everybody is different. And that's why we have we have the basic technology for everybody, but that's the reason why the outcome is different for everyone.
Awesome.
Sylvia, I just have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're willing to discuss it on here, but do you offer brain mapping to all of us, and what costs would be involved in that, and where are you located?
Yes, like I don't know if we put it out there for the huge, I mean, the public platform, but yes, like normally, the brain mapping and the following treatments, if somebody wants it or required, The regular prices for assessment and for the result reading, which requires 2 appointments, it's $450. And the follow-up treatments usually between $85 and $110. However, for VoxxLife Associates, I offer 20% off for both, like, I mean, all of the services. And I'm located in Burlington, Ontario.
And what's involved in the follow-up? Like, what do you do?
The follow-up, like, so how is the whole entire process is happening? So, like, you have to make an appointment with the clinic. And I'm not the one who's making the appointment, because I know, like, everybody texting me is like, guys, I don't even know so many times my own schedule until I step through the door, because I cannot do that simply. So basically, when you're coming in, we will have a brain mapping, which is a 21 channel cap. And but some people ask me, it's like, oh, can I bring so and so and so and so many? It's like, no. The reason why, because and no tech on. The reason why, there is a few exceptions, but normally no tech on, because, and nobody in the room, unless if they can be really quiet. The reason why, because I want to record with eyes open and eyes closed your normal brain functions. So after, when it's happening, we have to fill out a questionnaire, and I have to send these huge recording, because it like after 10 minutes recording, it is a huge data actually. I have to send it to Holland, the Netherlands, because there is the one of the biggest huge international server, which is analyzing these 21 channels, like every single point. Then it depends on how busy is the server, sometimes between 45 minutes or overnight, or sometimes a day, when the result comes back to me. Now, the result is not what you guys usually see. Like when you go for, like, you know, for an MRI or X-ray, all of a sudden they handing to you like a written paper that, oh, we've seen this and this and this and that. Now, when the result comes back to me, it is like 4 different readings. And I have to go through every single of them one by one, and sometimes I have to jump back and forth to really see what's happening in your brain. So when you come back for a result reading, there is the discussion so there is a discussion happening, and I will translate it to you. That, okay, so I'm seeing the screen in front of me, and it's like, okay, so in this part of your brain, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, or this is what's happened. And you can just stop right there, or if you want to fix your brain, then we can schedule for the actual treatments. Now, the treatments, we are called the entrainment. Entrainment means that for the brain, when you put something in, like in the specific locations, where is the problem? The brain remembers that, and it's like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. So like, okay. So neurofeedback, quite effective, and in so many different conditions, it is really, really.
Can I jump in just for a sec, Sil?
Yes.
To say that there is different forms of neurofeedback out
Neurofeedback,
there,
yeah.
and that's an important distinction to make.
Yes, because the reason, like, when we're talking about neurofeedback, like what we were just talking with Lori and some other of you guys, like neurofeedback, when somebody says neurofeedback, Okay, which equipment are you guys like, or that neurofeedback provider gives you? Because what we discovered that there is so many of them, like not so many, actually about 5 different companies out there. And when I see somebody's post that, oh, I'm going for the neurofeedback provider, but maybe I have to come and see you for brain mapping. It's like, what? Sir? So there is some neurofeedback companies which is mimicking neurofeedback for general performance enhancement. Now, this is not what we're doing. This is not what Dr. Mark de Brinket doing. This is not what I'm doing. And even the prices, it's huge, and like there is a huge differentiation, because what Dr. Mark de Brinket have, like above almost everybody, like he is using every single tools from the neurofeedback field, what it could be possible. Now, when we're talking about investment wise, like he's probably over $100,000. I'm only at the $40,000 investment. And that's why there is the reason, because some neurofeedback companies offering just the neurofeedback training for $4,000. Like, okay, then what you training for? If you don't have the brain map, if you don't know what is the actual problems,
it's just too generalized, I think, is what you're saying, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, like, I mean, there is, like, you know, like in the PAMF, like the PMF, and in so many other, like, you know, like other industries, there is different equipments. One of them last, other one higher.
Yes.
So anyways, it was enough explanation for you, Laura, or?
Yeah, that's good. I'm really interested. I've thought about it for a while, so I'll get in contact. So thank you, Sylvia.
Okay, no problem, anytime.
So I think what just happened here speaks to Lori's whole point of connecting with the practitioners within Vox. Because I can tell you, I barely understood most of what Sylvie said, but I do understand the value. Would I feel comfortable with somebody that was not already connected to me to just take a leap of faith there? No, but I know her, and I know people who know her, and I know that I can trust her. So as we build this out, we can create that safe place for women's health as well within our Vox team, I think.
Cool.
So
I just want to say one thing. Also, sorry, Kim, I thought your presentation was really good. And the thing I love the most about it was that you were willing to be vulnerable. And that is something that creates greatness in your life. And a lot of people don't realize that. And it was interesting that you were talking about the no. And I had just taught a workshop about how to deal with receiving the no and how to give the no. And I think maybe if you guys are interested enough, we can do a short thing on that to give you some tools to make that feel good for you and not so yucky.
Wow.
I think that would be huge. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, Laura. I
love the no. I love it. I love all of it.
Yeah, I didn't even, you don't realize, I personally don't realize what I put out there. I'll be honest.
You sure don't. You sure don't.
Lori, I don't. I do not at all.
I am on my path to recognizing my greatness. That's what
Love that.
flip it. Don't focus on the short. Focus.
And yet
on
I don't beat myself up, in all
Don't
honesty.
even say the words. Don't even say the words. You're on your path. And look at you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about tools like our whole life and what works for us and what doesn't. And, you know, I always make an analogy that it's like shopping for shoes, and all of you know what that's like. You go in and you try on 50 pairs of shoes, and what do you walk out with? Sometimes nothing, maybe one pair, right? And so that's what learning's all about. And so if it fits for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. There's nothing, you know, it's all about you. So And that's another thing we should talk about is it is all about you. You are number one. And so what's stopping you from embracing that too? So.
If anybody who's on here hasn't had the opportunity to watch, Laura Armstrong did a great 3-piece series for us on the trainings that Ray Higdon gave in Niagara Falls. So it's on the Women of Vox page. Just search Laura Armstrong and you'll see her 3 posts. They're about between 10 and 15 minutes each. That's really, really valuable information there. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And that was super uncomfortable for me to do. So anything super uncomfortable are things that I should be doing. So
amen.
So Kim, I'm really, really, really happy to, I mean, no surprise, you were amazing. You are amazing. And, you know, just keep going, babe. Like, we're awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You're doing it. You're already doing it. You're already great. Just embrace
And you were doing it before you knew you were doing it. And I have a
Yeah.
personal story with you, and you know what it is. And you brought me to a watershed moment in my life, and you didn't even know it was happening.
No, I didn't. That's the thing. I don't. I'm just being me.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what you're here to do.
Yeah.
Do that.
And that's what you always want to represent, because you don't need to attract everybody.
That's right.
The right people who are meant to be in your space.
Well, you know,
will be
you're right. And I guess, and this is just an off the topic story, but every one of you, my clients, my ball players, my husband, but one of the closest people to me is a 35-year-old daughter that tells me that I am so full of it. Every single week she said I'm wrong, that you guys don't know me, that I'm fake, I'm phony, I do nothing for her. This is the one with the 2 twins and the granddaughter I babysit. I do nothing for her. So I hear that every single week of my life.
Is it true?
That was the watershed moment you brought me to around my son. So Kim McDermott, I feel your pain and I could lose it right now.
I know.
Because I got all of you.
Is it true? When somebody says something to you, ask yourself, is it true?
is it true? Is it about you? And is it real?
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura.
And that's what keeps me going, because I sent her a message this week because she ripped me apart so bad on Friday that on Monday she said, Mom, can you take Aaliyah so that I can go to Jamaica in August? And can you do this? And can you do that? And I read it and I thought about it for 24 hours and I sent her back a message very kindly. And at the bottom of it, I said, this does not deserve or does not require a reply. This is just how I'm feeling. And I left it at that. And my husband said, that was so well written. And of course she replied because she needs the last word. All she said was, I'm fine, thanks for asking. And I just laughed because I said, good, because I am really fine now. I am so fine.
It's just an interesting point of view. That's all. It's not about you. It's about her.
And I know that, but when it's somebody that close,
Oh, I know.
so hard. But you know what? I'm going to move beyond that. I'm moving beyond that. No.
And you're helping me move beyond it. So we'll do this together.
We will. We will, sister. We will. All of Smothers and
hopefully Terry Randall will put on the feed bag while we're doing it.
Okay. I'm in.
Do we need to have a mental health moment with food? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, as long as there's dessert.
I love
Okay.
it.
Okay. There's
Love it,
Terry.
love it, love it, love
Okay.
it.
Laura, you, me, that would take forever. Terry goes, okay.
That's why I was laughing earlier when she's like, oh, I don't do anything.
Okay.
What do you need? How many people? 50, 100, 500? I can make it happen for you.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, remember the very first thing we wanted how you think you can contribute and a little blurb. If you don't want to go live, I say go live. It's way less complicated than putting a video together and searching on Google. And blah, 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 blah. Our time is money, right? So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
whatever you need to do, and between Krista and I, we'll sort it out.
Exactly.
Meaning,
I
in
just
terms of
wanted
this,
to say, oh, sorry. I
Go
just
for it,
wanted to say how important this forum is to me. And I'm Irish and I get emotional too, Lori, but I feel like I'm all alone out here in
Yeah.
BC. I have no support. I'm both feet on the ground, ass is dragging on it sometimes, but I'm out there, and I just believe everybody needs what I have. And but I feel like I'm only one person. To have this forum to come to today has just warmed me up so much, because I get to see the faces and feel the emotions, hear the voices of the names that I see every day. And I want to say thanks a whole freaking bunch. Together,
right on.
I feel rejuvenated. Seriously, I just feel so warm inside right now.
Good. That was the whole point. That's the whole point of this. And you know what? Another point is I want to get the heck out there to see you.
Yes, I would love to have you here. We're hoping we have a great place where someone's home where we can hold easily 40 to 50 people. But and so we're working on that now to get some groups together, to get 30 or 40 people in there, so that we can build up momentum here. So when you guys come out here, we can pack not just a boardroom, we can pack a hotel room. Guys at the Grand Pacific, because my son works there, right? He's a key player there. And we can just freaking fill that place, and they will love you to death at the GP, trust me.
Oh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. And this is what Krista's talking about. Not we'd like to, we're going to.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I have one more thing before we go. I wanted to announce on, I believe it's September 26th, we're having an event in Scarborough in Toronto.
Okay. November 26th?
Yeah, I haven't set it up yet to go out. It's just too early.
Okay.
People will lose it on the radar, but I want to kind of start putting the word out to all of you ladies.
Opportunity event? Is that what you're doing?
Opportunity event.
Okay.
And the best part is it's at a networking place. It's called Netwin Place, and they have 1,000 people in their membership. They contact every single person about this workshop, and they do all the marketing for us.
Far out.
Wow, that's excellent.
Right on, right? And we don't have a big following in Scarborough, so why shouldn't we have that? We should.
Yes.
Let's make some noise, girls.
Absolutely.
Jamie, I just wanted to ask, how long have you been with Vox?
I joined the end of November with Lori Ralston.
Nice.
And it hasn't been easy. Like I'm one of those crazy people who has worked for 50 years straight, and I have piss all to show for it, right?
Oh golly!
I have an awesome son. I have a roof over my head, and I got food in my stomach. I'm a happy person. I think I'm rich in a million ways.
You are.
So you're going to be doing the next presentation, girl.
I've got some great friends, but living on my budget. I have, thanks to Lori Ralston, who isn't with us right now, but she got me started in this because she believed in me. I followed her on Facebook for probably 6 months before I worked the courage up to talk to her. And she has been amazing for me. And she's coached me all along, like, just go do it, Janie, just go do it. Like, don't doubt yourself, just get out there. If they tell you no, bless them, release them, and say, next, bring it on. Yep. And so that's what I do. I talk to everybody. I drive my son crazy because we're walking down the street and I see somebody walking with canes, and I leave him standing there and go over and talk to them, right? And I could be with them for like 20 minutes and he's tapping his foot, waiting for his cold beer or whatever, right? But so
just having heard you say that, you are doing what a majority of people find the hardest to do. Reach out to people where they see a need. So you're like 50 steps ahead of a lot of us.
What's happening with them, right? Until we ask. And if you don't ask, you never get an answer. It doesn't always mean that it's going to be what you want to hear, but at least you get feedback, right? And if they're not ready for help, you just go on. At least you made the effort.
Yeah, I get my best customers at Food Basics. No, I live in an area. Food Basics is like a block and a half, easy for me to get to, surrounded by buildings with people our age, with canes, walkers, carts, And if I support somebody in the store, like they're trying to reach for something, you see them struggle, you're just reaching out, may I help you with that? And they love to chat. These people are so lonely, they want a conversation, and somewhere in there where I feel it is appropriate, I say, I think I could help you with that. May I offer you my card? I work in neurotech. We've seen great results with whatever, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Love it. Love it. Yep. That's the way, Terry. Keep
My father used to tell us all. My father was Irish and had a saying for everything. But he always used to tell us that if you always lead with kindness, you can never go wrong. So that's what I do when I go out there. It's just like you can open so many doors by being kind.
That's very true. And you can also open doors by being present, and by that I mean like high profile. So Janie, you've got lovely things to offer. You've got insights, you've got class, you've got a je ne sais quoi. So think long and hard about putting some videos together, because you, my friend, could inspire other women your age. And I just was looking at some sayings of Hazel McCallion. Now, Hazel McCallion was the mayor, help me girls, of Mississauga.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was well into her 90s.
I know.
She said something about, she said a lot of things, but one thing that sticks out is, I'm not saying every senior has to be an entrepreneur and in their own business, but neither do they have to sit back in a rocking chair and knit and,
Exactly.
read books. So like that sort of thing, more people of our genre needs to hear. And I'll tell you why, because I think we have some sort of connection to when things were kinder and simpler.
Yeah.
We need to bring that back too.
Yeah. We were more community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And just people in our age group.
Because I'm going to deliver socks to somebody who is so excited to see me. And I just loved having this today. I'm going to listen to it again a second time, and I will definitely be on the next one, ladies. Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you for being here
so
today.
much. Bye.
Thank you so much.
That's a wrap, Krista?
That's a wrap, my dear.
That's a wrap.
Okay.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Enjoy your week, Chris.
Awesome. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, ladies. Thanks for everything.
Send in your ideas. Come on. Don't make Krista and I do this.
We're working together.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank
Kim,
you,
you were
Lori.
awesome. Kim, you were awesome.
Laura.
Laura, always. Everybody. Terry, always. Thank you. I'm going to end it now.
Bye, Beth Poulin.
Have a great day.
I love you guys. Good night.
Love you too.
Good night.
You're the best.
So are
I don't
you.
know how to leave now. I gotta figure out how to leave.